In this video, we are going to learn about battery charging. What are the methods to charge a battery and how do you find out whether the battery is charged or not? All those we are going to see in this video. So how do we charge a battery, or first of all, what kind of batteries we charge? All secondary cells we can charge, or secondary type batteries we can charge. Secondary. Lead acid battery is a very good example of a secondary cell battery. Lead acid battery. Our cars, bikes, all uses this lead acid battery. Now how do you charge a battery? To charge a battery, so let's see, we have a battery, and it has got positive terminal and negative terminal. Positive terminal and negative terminal. Now, to charge a battery, what we need? We need a charger, right? We need a charger. We need a charger. And positive terminal of the charger should be connected to the positive terminal of the battery, and negative terminal of the battery has to be connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Negative terminal. And battery has to be always charged with what? DC source. DC. If it is an AC source, we have to convert before charging the battery. Now we will see one by one what are the different methods to charge a battery. First one is the constant voltage method. In constant voltage method, what we do? We have a battery. Let me draw the battery. So it's a negative terminal and this is the positive terminal of the battery. When we charge a battery, we like to know what is the current flowing through the circuit. So we will connect a ammeter. Then we can put a fuse also for safety. Fuse for safety. A switch to turn on the circuit. And here we are going to apply the input. So negative, what about this is a positive terminal of the source. What about the negative terminal of the source? The negative terminal of the source we will connect using a switch also, we can use it. Then it goes to a variable resistor. Using this variable resistor, we can decide what is the current that's supposed to flow in the battery. So when a lead acid battery is fully charged, it will have 2.2 volt. When it is half charged, it will have around 2.1 volt. When it is when it is discharged, the voltage goes down to 1.8 volt. Now, to charge this battery, we will take 14.8 volt, we will be applying like this. So the voltage is fixed here. See, the charging voltage is 14.8 volt is fixed. Initially high current flows through the circuit. Why? Because now the battery is going to be around 11.2 volt only. Because 6 cells, how do we get a 12 volt battery? The 2.2 volt multiplied by 6. We will get a 12 volt battery. That is the combination. So what is the value? 2.2 multiplied by 6. It gives around 13.2 volt. Right? 13.2 volt we will have when it is fully charged. So when it gets fully charged, what happens? The current flow decreases through the battery. So this method of charging is known as constant voltage charging. If you have a number of batteries, what we do? Number of batteries. we make batteries, we connect them in parallel. And we do, so the charger should have a bit more high current capacity to supply current to all that batteries. And this variable resistor or rheostat decides what is the current that can flow through the battery. So this is the constant voltage method charging. Now we will see what is the constant current method of charging. In constant current method, what we do here, okay, we should have a cell, not cell, we should have a battery, because battery is what we are going to charge. Positive terminal of the battery, negative terminal. Here we have to keep the current constant. Here also we will put an ammeter to know what is the current flowing through the circuit. And one fuse for the safety of the circuit. Then what is there? We will have now we have to apply a limited current to this circuit. A limited current. This is a switch. Now for that, what we use to limit the current, we need a constant current. We use something called load bulbs. We can use a rheostat also, okay, instead of these load bulbs. In the rheostat, dissipation will be there. So here also this bulb also going to dissipate, this load bulb also going to dissipate energy. So these are the switches, okay. By closing these switches, we can make these bulbs in parallel. So once you make it in parallel, what happens? Their resistance decreases. Once the circuit resistance decreases, more current flows in the circuit. These are the load lamps or load bulbs. Not lamps, load bulbs actually. These load bulbs. These bulbs are used to limit the current. And here we will supply the source, plus and minus. Now here usually this source is going to be at a higher voltage compared to constant voltage charging method. This voltage is going to be whatever the voltage we are applying, it is going to be at a higher value. Now this is the constant current method. Here if you have a number of batteries, if you want to connect, what do? You make them in series. Number of batteries. If you want to connect, what do? We make them series connection of the batteries. So then we can understand this is at a higher potential. This voltage is higher compared to the constant voltage charging method. This voltage is a higher voltage. This is how initially what will be the current they will set in this constant current method. Initially the current is 10% of the rated age, initial current, I initial. Once the battery is half charged, then they will again make it 5% of the rated age, I half. So, and it takes more time compared to constant voltage method. The drawback of constant current method is more time. But this gives a good life, battery life improves. If you use this constant current method, improves long battery life. We will get long battery life if we use this method, long battery life, this constant current method. But the drawback is it takes more time. The constant voltage method, I forgot to tell you where it is used. Okay, it is mainly used in vehicles, bikes, train and all. It is used in bikes, train and all in this constant voltage method. How? Because in the bikes and all, what happens, there is a generator. Generator. Generator means what? There will be one stator winding, and inside the stator the rotor will rotate, which is connected to the shaft, and that will generate AC. We will get a AC from the generator. Then what you have to do? We have to rectify it. Rectifier. I hope all of you know what is a rectifier. After rectifying is what we need. Can we give to the battery? You should not give to the battery. Then battery may get damaged, because we have to regulate it. Voltage regulator. Voltage regulator is must. So after regulating the voltage, we can give it to a battery to charge the battery. So finally, whatever it is, with a DC source only, we are going to charge the battery. Okay, now we have to see what is trickle charging method. There's one more method that is called trickle charging method. Sometimes what happened, we won't use the battery for a long time, unused battery for some time, for some duration, some days. Okay, if we won't use the battery for a month or something, then it won't get charged easily. Then we use this trickle charging. In this trickle charging, what happens, we'll apply 2% of the normal discharge current. A battery manufacturer will say what is the normal discharge current of a battery, what is the current should be charged, all those things. And it will take this, with a trickle charging method, it will take 4 to 5 days for a battery to get fully charged. That's also an important thing. And what else is there? Now one more thing we have to know. How do we know that this battery is getting charged or not? How do we know? By measuring the specific gravity or voltage per cell, we can identify, or voltage of the battery, we can identify whether it is charged or not. When a lead acid battery, okay, this is for lead acid cell. When a lead acid cell is discharged, it is going to have a voltage of 1.8 volt per cell, 1.8 volt per cell. And its specific gravity is going to be less than or equal to 1.18. Similarly, when the battery gets half charged, the value is going to be 2 volt per cell. And this specific gravity will vary from specific gravity varies from 1.18 to 1.25. When a battery is fully charged, what happens? Each cell will have 2.2 volt per cell. 2.2 volt per cell. Here actually it is, when it is half charged, it is 2.1 to 2.15 volt. 15 volt. Okay, when it is half charged. When it is fully charged, it is 2.2 volt. And what is going to be the specific gravity? It is going to be 1.25 to 1.28. So specific gravity of a battery is varying from 1.18 volt to 1.28 volt. Now, what is the most important thing when you charge a battery? It is our safety. Okay, we have to take utmost care, safety of our safety as well as the safety of the battery. Those are the important parameters. The first thing, check the electrolyte. Check the electrolyte. If you check the electrolyte, it should be 10 or 15 mm above the cell plates. The second thing is that open the vent plug of battery. Vent plug of battery. This will help the gas to escape. And the third thing, the room has to be, wherever you charge the battery, it has to be very good ventilation. You should have ventilated room only you should use. Ventilator room. And the final thing is that don't go near to it and smoke and all. Keep fire away. Okay, keep the fire away. Okay, so today we will finish it up. We'll stop here, and the next video we will learn about hydrometer and how do we maintain a battery. So see you soon. Thanks for watching, and please share the video with your friends.